Mike's got his toy out. Look at that. F1 car.
Mm-hmm.
With foam tyres, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Squishy. And did you make the little man?
We don't really make him. We just sort of paint him up and put stickers on him. But
you had some little men that you made over there somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, basically the same principle.
What's the little chipboard in the steering arm?
The who? What?
What's that?
That is basically it's a race monitor. When you go under the start and stop finish line, there's an infrared strip.
Oh.
And that gives out an infrared beam.
Oh, no way.
So it's basically your lap timer. And then that is coded for my sort of race results. So it records them. So then you can do lap times, how many laps you've done, and that sort of thing.
Very cool.
That's a Tamiya FO3 chassis.
Oh, it is a Tamiya one.
Yeah, have a look. Pop the bonnet off. It's only 3 pins.
Yoink. So are you still running a brushed motor on this one?
Yeah, we're running stock class.
And it's direct drive, look at that.
Yeah.
Straight to the axle.
Yeah, but it's got a differential on it.
Where's the diff then?
Hold the wheel. The other one. Go on then, turn it.
Ah. It's built into here, is it?
Ball diff in there. Ball differential. So you've got 2 pressure plates on either side, a load of balls in the middle of that. Then you've got a shaft that goes out with another ball race, and then spring washers. That.
And what's the benefit of having a differential rather than just
go around corners quicker? If you've got a live axle, it's harder to turn because the live axle wants to drive forward.
Oh, okay.
So you either need an excess amount of grip on the front to get it to drag round, but then you start to skid the rear.
Right.
It does work. Stock cars, the ones these bodies are for, run generally what's known as a live axle. They're really quick, but the F1 cars and other 12s and a few other run ball diffs.
Okay.
So theoretically, that should be quicker around the corner.
Oh, so that's the suspension.
Yeah,
in the middle.
single monoshock. And these have got suspension under there as well.
Oh, little tiny springs. Exciting. And you said that you've been keeping up with a more, because this is quite an old-fashioned setup. Did you say, with the brushed motor and?
Yeah, it's a much.
But you've been keeping up with the more modern
stuff. Yeah, there's a chap I race with. He races in the nationals and stuff, so he's really good. And it's basically just me and him racing the F1 cars at the moment. And the other day we had exactly the same lap time. He is
exactly the same.
Yeah, his is a quicker car, mine, because he's running. I still run the NIM packs, so I still run these.
Yeah.
Which are much heavier.
Yeah.
And he's running a LiPo, which is about half the size and half the weight of that thing.
Okay.
So this is a much,
there's your little men.
Much lighter car. Yeah. Yeah, these ones are made.
I should get the alien out as well. There you go.
They're not finished yet. They got the things.
They look quite realistic. It's quite disturbing holding a little man's head in my hand.
Yeah.
Because you kind of got some like dirt on his face as well, so it doesn't look immaculately pink. And piercing blue eyes as well.
That's the normal ones. That's the Tamiya ones that you get.
Oh, let's have a look.
And they come in 2 halves.
Oh, okay.
But basically, I made a mould
of the 2 bits together.
Of the original.
Yeah.
And then I just resined. So that hasn't got the.
Oh yeah, I see.
There.
Yeah.
That's resin. So that's what I moulded.
And
that's what these are. These are moulded ones. Okay. So they're a Nat's cock heavier, and I've obviously got to put the hole in there and everything. But it's the same with these body kits.
Ooh.
That there is like 25 quid.
Right.
You get the helmets in there. There's the helmets. So I was like, no, I'll just mould my own.
So did you use that as a...
Use that as a master and then just moulded my own.
Oh, wow.
It worked out about like £2.50 a sheet then.
Wow. That's cool.
I mean, they're not perfect. There are some indifferences, but
Wow.
at £3 a shot rather than £25 a shot every time,
Yeah.
it was
No brainer.
yeah, and that's why I did the helmets as well, because they cost next to nothing to just pull resin in, mould, and
And you get the joy of painting them up.
yeah.
Where's the alien?
Oh, the alien one.
Only because I saw it the other day.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So he's got a mould so he can make an alien.
I'll have to make you an alien up.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'll put it in my P4.
Yes, that would be hilarious. I've done all sorts. I made rear view mirrors. That's off the Audi.
Oh yeah.
Some of these are failed
Failed
ones,
attempts, yeah.
But that's the light kit for the
Oh, I
Audi
see, yeah.
Audi S1.
Spotlights, yeah.
So the proper one's actually on Meccano. So it's just considerably cheaper than buying the bloody things.
And it's more fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike and Alex show.
Boo boo. Exactly.
So my aerial is broken.
Yeah.
Which is a normal thing for me. I was always breaking my aerial. And then why did I keep breaking my aerial?
Because of the movie myth of how to put an aerial down. When you put with these old aerials, every man I've ever seen, they pull it up by the end, straight out and yank it, and the first thing they do when they put it away is fucking that, and they like they do in the films. Never do that, because you'll end up breaking the end off, or the aerial bows and splits, and then it's buggered.
Buggered.
Wind them in from the bottom like that. You'll never break an aerial. And then the same the other way round. Don't just like yank it out and then don't fucking ever do this. It's alright, sorry face, that's why I did it over here.
I've got eye protection on.
Yeah. But yeah, wind it down like that.
What else are you going to tell us about the difference of the radios? Because this is old school
Yes,
stuff.
good point actually.
Oh.
Granted, for those who know, this is not the transmitter for this receiver. Yes, I know, but it's to prove a point. Right, 27 meg, or it could be 40 meg, which is ground radio, cars, boats, subs, to a point on subs. That's a whole different thing. But generally, grounded aircraft, grounded craft.
Grounded aircraft.
Yeah. Because you've got different types. You've got aircraft radio and you've got like land-based ground radio. I know, it's the heat as well. My brain is fudged. Right, not only that, it's been a while since I used 27 meg. Alright, this is 27 meg in this case. This one's 2.4. Major differences between the two. Much more efficient with the 2.4. 27 megs generally a little bit more power hungry. The obvious one is the aerial. Massive long bloody aerial, and on the receiver, which is generally these blocks here, they've also got a very long aerial.
That's extremely long.
Yeah, they're that long for a reason. Yeah, they're part of the circuit, so I've seen many in the past trying to cut the aerials off and things like that. Don't ever cut them off. They're actually that length for a reason.
Oh.
Now 2.4
Guilty.
stub aerial, or no aerial at all. Now this is the receiver for a 2.4, and this one, yeah, I know it's not for this radio, but to prove a point, that
Is that it?
is actually not the aerial.
Oh. What's
That is the aerial.
That.
That.
So what's the other bit? The wire.
That is what's known as coaxial wire, and it's what's known as the ground plane on this. So actually ground, and then that bit's the aerial. Yes, there are some 2.4 systems. I think DSSS protocol, whatever, uses just a standard wire aerial, which is probably about yay long. But most 2.4 systems
But still not that long.
are that. Yeah. So if you got one of those, don't cut that bit off. I've seen many with these bits missing off the end, and people have gone, oh, the radio's not working. Well, that's because you just chopped your aerial off. No, the aerial's there. That's not the aerial, that's the aerial. There is a debate on should it be 27mm or 30, I think it's 32 or 36.
Does it make much difference?
Not really. As a rule of thumb, I always do it roughly at, I know a lot of people in the comments, oh, it's not meant to be. I generally do it at 24 mil.
When you say you do it?
Cut it.
So oh, you do cut it?
If that's cut off and broken, you can cut round the bottom of the coax and then strip the outer off, and then inside is that wire.
Oh, okay.
But that there is a set length, the end bit, isn't it? It's that, which approximately, I think it's between 24mm and 27mm. But I just think of it as 2.4, I just think it as 24mm. And you can't go far wrong, to be honest with you. That's how much of that wire you want sticking out. Anyway, we're going down a different path.
Digress.
Yes. You're going to get people going, oh no, it has to be 26 or 32.
No, I think they're probably going to say, can you get this bloke to shut up?
Yeah. yeah.
No, go on.
This ruined it for me. I love planes. Right.
So is this an aerial?
That's the aerial, that's the stub aerial. What you'll basically have is exactly the same type of aerial inside there.
Okay.
So that's 2.4 stuff.
It.
This is 27 meg. The other major difference is...
When did this stuff come in?
About... Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Noughties?
I'm going to... Yeah, probably mid-2000s from what I can remember, because there obviously was aircraft type, and then there was... Which is... What was the 35 meg stuff?
I had this in the early 2000s.
Yeah, around about late 2000. Fucking hell, I can't remember dates, but just say roughly mid 2000s they started to go into 2.4. I think it was a little bit earlier, but it doesn't matter. Major differences. Another one between the two is the old stuff used to use these things, which are crystals. They're
not meth.
Yeah, they're the crystal oscillators. If you cut them open, you will literally have a quartz crystal inside.
Oh really? I was going to ask you, why are they called crystal?
They're quartz crystal. They're cut and they're machined.
Because they don't look like crystals.
On the outside they don't, but if you cut them open, you will. You see like a little.
You haven't got any
little disc in there.
Open.
No. I have cut them open in the past. It's literally just like what looks like a little circle.
Wow.
With I think it's sintered some sort of metal on there, and then it's the quartz, and then each quartz is actually cut and refined down so it oscillates at that exact frequency. It's quite a lot of work goes into one of those.
Wow.
But you need
matching ones.
You need matching ones, and not only matching ones. The one has to be a TX, and the other one has to be an RX.
Oh, what?
If you've RX for receiver. And TX for transmitter.
Oh.
So if you ever get some of these and they're not working, look at the sides of them. They'll have the numbers written on. I'll get one like this, which is probably a bit easier to see for the camera.
You probably won't see.
Probably won't see it. Right. So on there, it'll say, "Focus, you fuck."
It doesn't like close-up shit.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
Hang on. What if I do that?
Just hold it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, on here it just bloody camera. On here it says RX at the top 27.075. So that's what's known as the yellow number 5s. They were 5s. Blue I think was 6 or blue 6. They had a number.
So these don't use crystals.
These don't use crystals.
Crystal meth in these.
No, those do what's known as a handshake. So they both like your mobile and like your router, house router. So when you link to it,
cutting bits out of wood
or or Bluetooth or something like that. When you're trying to connect to something, it'll handshake. So it'll go, "I'm here. Who's listening? Oh, I am listening. Right," and then it will basically code.
It's not Wi-Fi and it's not Bluetooth.
It's similar frequency. It's the same frequency. 2.4 gig, so it's running on the same frequencies. Within you got 2.4 point something, and each part of that will be used for radios and whatever.
Pardon me. Oh, sorry.
The way it handshakes is it could be on although it's on a similar frequency, it's not identical, but the handshake is coded. So like, this is my number, that's your number. Okay, we're linked together, and from that moment on, those two are linked together.
So no one else can connect to this.
No, only that radio to that will connect to that. Yes, there'll be some in the comments going, "Oh, you can." Yeah, okay, well, the basics, people. So that transmitter will work with that receiver. It won't for those who go, yes, I know. Yeah, so that'll work for that. With this, you change your crystals. There's different colours, red, yellow.
If I wanted to use this remote control
Yes.
on, say, 2 vehicles,
Yes.
how would I do that? I'd have to have 2 receivers.
2 receivers, but they have to be of the same make.
The same make.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This
That
receiver
doesn't
is
go
not
with
for
this
that
one, yeah.
because it won't talk to that. Although it is 2.4, there's a
That
different,
won't talk
what's known
to
as a
it.
different protocol. So it's a different coding. That won't talk to that radio, and this won't talk to this receiver. Although they're 2.4,
So what if someone else comes along with another ACOMS whatever?
will not matter.
No?
There's literally tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of different combinations of code for that transmitter and that receiver that goes with it, that you very, very unlikely. These ones back in the day, because there was only, I think it was 7 or 8, not including split crystals, but that's a whole different thing. About 7 or 8 roughly different frequencies that you could use. Back in the day, it was you had a pegboard. So when you turn up at a club, you'd have a pegboard with all the colours on it, and you would take a peg off, or you'd register in and go, right,
I'm green today.
Yeah. You would generally have to bring in like 2 sets of crystals. So I used to take blue and I think yellow. So if we went down there and someone had the same frequency,
Blue, yeah.
you could swap round and change. But back then, you literally had to wait your turn before someone had done their race or their thing, come back, they would give you the crystals,
Because you could switch
or
your
give you the peg.
controller on an infiltrate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Infiltrate.
Yeah. The aircraft radio and the car radio, exactly the same problem. The 2.4 system, you get none of that now.
aircraft radio, if you start doing that shit, your aircraft could look like that.
Yeah, that's actually a completely different story. But that was running on 2.4 set. It wasn't that. That was structural failure. That one.
Oh dear.
I didn't build it.
You didn't crash either.
I didn't crash it either. No. So this was one of the disadvantages with the older radios was you needed to wait.
For now, we're going to put the old radio type in my car, but
Yeah.
I might invest in a more modern type one.
The other thing is these are less susceptible for outside interference and internal interference as well. Outside, what I mean is, back in the day when, I don't know if people will even still remember things like CB radios and things like that.
Get the coppers go past.
Well, that used to run on 27 meg.
Okay.
So anyone who was running CB back in the day could interfere with your radio. This doesn't have the same sort of problem.
Weird.
You'd have to be quite a special event for that to get interfered with. The other thing is electrical noise on the vehicle itself. So the electrical noise from the motor, your little sparks and everything you get. Well, you get a thing called electrical noise, so it feeds through the radio and stuff, and you can get glitches and stuff like that.
Oh, the twitching and that, yeah.
So to get over that, you'd put capacitors on the motor itself.
You can get brushless motors now. Ooh.
You can get brushless, yeah, you wouldn't have that effect. Although you can potentially get high frequency noise, which is also noise on there if you're running the old radios. But modern equipment now is
so the
pretty
brushless
well
motors
filtered,
are a lot quieter, are they?
more efficient.
So they're still noisy.
Oh, they still make a noise, yeah. No, we're not talking about physical noise, we're talking about electrical noise.
Oh, yeah.
Noise-wise, they're different. They have no brushes, so they don't wear like a normal brush motor does. Much more efficient. They can rev faster. I think brushed motors, I think, are still torquier, lower end, but they don't rev as high as brushless can. Censored motors obviously get over that problem. Censored ones are brushless motors. Instead of having 3 wires, they've got 3 wires and like a ribbon plug that goes in, and they're censored. so the speed controller knows where the motor is.
Oh, that sounds complicated.
It can be. But
That
if
sounds
you haven't
too
seen it,
technical.
if you haven't seen it before, and it's quite daunting. But when you get your hands on it and look at it, it's
It's
not
alright.
too bad. Yeah, much more efficient, much more powerful.
So we're going to try this one then, are we?
No,
No?
no, well, it's in one piece, so we might as well leave it as it is.
Don't risk smashing it up.
Oh, the other thing with old radios,
Oh.
which was the idea of doing this bit, transmitter always on first.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Yeah.
turn the receiver onto your vehicle on. When you go to turn everything off, turn the vehicle off first, then the radio. So this goes on first and goes off last. The old receivers aren't as clever as the newer ones. The radios aren't anyway. If you turn the transmitter off, these can pick up interference wherever,
And the car will
car
go
can
yeet.
glitch and yeet itself off or whatever.
Yeet.
Many a day back in the olden days, something happening with the radio and the car just disappearing off.
Chase it
Especially
up
with the
the
nitro
road.
cars, the old fuel cars.
Oh no, you don't
Yeah.
want to do with those.
Yeah, 'cause unlike the electric
Gone.
ones, they would hold open and it would just disappear. Hilarious. The modern 2.4 stuff will, if that doesn't pick up a signal, it'll just set everything to stationary, so it'll stop. So if you lose the batteries in the transmitter or it fails for whatever reason, the receiver should go, oh, I'm getting no signal, go to
Just go sleep.
basically a hold mode. The old ones, there were a couple which did have throttle, what's known as the throttle hold or fail safe, mainly fail safe. So if the radio did lose a signal, it would literally fail safe. But a lot of these old ones,
No, I'm sure my
Don't
old one
have
just
it.
went.
yeah, you can
Full
tell.
throttle.
You can tell. You can tell if it has, because it'll have failsafe written on the receiver, and there'll be like an extra little button or a light on there that you would set up. But if it hasn't got that, it hasn't got failsafe. So make sure your radio's working. Most people ain't even going to bother with these things now, but you can get them so cheap. You can't even give them away now.
Really?
Most people have got them in their attics or sheds or whatever, and they're probably buggered, but they still work.
Mine
you know,
still works.
you can still get them going.
Yeah,
Mainly the
still.
batteries. People leave the batteries in them,
Oh yeah.
and then they leak,
And they go manky.
and then they go manky. So if they do,
That's just WD. I've
it's just
scribbled
WD.
in there.
Yeah. Bit of WD in there, clean up the contacts,
I
and
white
white
brush
vinegar.
them.
Take the contacts out if you can and stick them with white vinegar. If not, white vinegar on a cloth, put them in there and then just leave them for hours, and that'll actually remove all the
Shit.
remainders of the
Shit.
remains of the crap off it.
There we are.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
no worries.
Very educational.
Yeah.
Time for bed now. Anyway, I'm going to get off home now, so thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Have a good one.